thank you. This is indeed a monumental day. I'm just thrilled that the state, Salt Lake City, Salt Lake County, cities beyond Salt Lake City in this county, many from the business community are standing together to approach homelessness with determination, with empathy, with innovation, and with investment. And that is indeed groundbreaking. And I'm so proud to live in a community with compassion, but also one that will take action together to make positive change. Through partnerships, community, government, business, resource providers, we're announcing a winter overflow plan that is up and running earlier than ever, and as was mentioned, with more beds. That's going to allow us to get our friends on the street to a safe place, a warm place. And I can't tell you how meaningful that is. I know some of you have had the chance to go out during a point in time count or out and experience what it's like to live out in the cold. And it's rough. And I know that when we bring our friends indoors during the winter, there's such a sigh of relief, and it's quite meaningful. Mayor Lang, thank you. I'm sorry to get emotional, but when we were planning earlier, thank you, legislature, they gave us a little bit of a task and with defined dates. And when I picked up the phone, I was the one to call Mayor Lang to say, look, we've looked at locations, we want to be accessible to existing services, we want to be able to get people quickly from a variety of places, and we knew that Mayor Lang's community was going to be asked to host. Your graciousness took a load off of so many working, your council, your partners at West Valley. I haven't yet been in this building, and I hope to go in maybe even today. It is heartwarming to see the level of compassion. And these are people, when they come in off the streets, that it's rough, you know. We need to approach them and meet their needs. And sometimes it's anxiety. We don't want it to get to frostbite. We don't want it to get to difficult situations for them that are hard for them. This facility is operating 24/7. That's a big difference. We've gotten better every year at this. And the fact that we won't be moving people around is so meaningful. So I am grateful so much to Mayor Mendenhall, but to each mayor who's here today and others in this county, my county, who have stepped up. I'm incredibly grateful to the governor. He's shown leadership and willingness to challenge us, work with us. There are several legislators who have been at this year after year. I don't know if there's any legislators here today. I thank them, those that have been on this road, understanding that to address this means investment, it means patience, and it means a lot of coordination. One of the hardest things for me to do as a mayor of Salt Lake County is jump into something where I don't have authority, because it means conversations and education and all the things that have to happen. And we are a nation where we have a lot of different local control entities, and that means a lot of work, and it means a lot of giving and giving things up. And we are unique in this state that we operate with compassion and determination. And again, I'm just so proud. I want to point out a couple of things now that I've stopped crying. This doesn't just happen with mayors and service providers and governor and legislators. This work happens because there is this web of people who chose this work because they have a passion for it. They're not the best paid people in the state. And the work is very, very hard. And they're the very people behind this wall that are doing that work. There are also members of law enforcement. We have, I see Chief Brown here, our other chiefs throughout the valley. They have a tough job. You know, when you sign up to work in law enforcement, you're not always asked to do some of the work that they're required to do. So I thank them. I thank our men and women through our fire authorities who show up and help people. I had a unique experience a couple of years ago. I was leaving my office and there was a person overdosing. The person who came to the aid of the person and saved the life was someone carrying a Narcan. I did my best to hustle around and call 911 and tell them who I was and to get there quickly. And through those efforts, we saved someone's life. And I know that our fire and our police officers throughout our county and throughout our state do that work every day. It's amazing. So the good news. The good news is there's a lot going on in this space, and I think we're not in a position always to share because we're working so hard and so quickly. Hats off to Sandy City. They will be soon opening a new center for people who are medically vulnerable and homeless, and that's over 100 beds. So people who are traditionally in our ongoing resource centers are going to be able to move over, who are medically fragile, need that extra care. They will be able to move over to that center, and that's going to free up beds for people who need space off the street. We're also going to give Marcus Stevenson, Mayor of Midville, a break with an additional family center coming online as soon as we can get that up and running. Huntsman Mental Health has been amazing. Many donors in the community to support them, including the Huntsman family. We have more crisis beds open right now up at their existing facility, and then we're opening at the end of this year the full receiving center, which means if you're in a mental health crisis, an officer picks you up on the street or a family member needs to take you in, that will be up and running. And then one of the things that I'm proud of that I'm working on with many community partners, but my team at Salt Lake County is doubling down on, is work around what's called a sequential intercept model. And all that is really is a gap analysis of the system. Salt Lake County has a role with mental health that's very direct. We also, under Sheriff Rivera's leadership, own and operate our jail. Additionally, our district attorney is the one working with police officers once somebody's charged. So we have a lot of ownership at Salt Lake County. We have a lot of investment in housing. That's a shared responsibility. So we're mapping out the system, trying to get every bit of evidence we can pull in on spreadsheets and know this particular resource provider has capacity and we need to get them revenue. We know that we need jail reform and we need to get people in a better place than behind bars to get them healthy. So that entire system is being mapped out in a very deliberate way at Salt Lake County with partners, and we appreciate the work being done there, and there'll be more good news to come, I believe. We're going to need resources. We want the legislature to partner with us this year. We're asking for that. We appreciate the business leaders' leadership and bottom line investment. It matters. We're going to ask more of the federal government and grants and partnerships. So there's more good news to come. We're committed to this, and I am so grateful for everyone who cares about this. And no matter if you're living in the community and you're doing someone to be compassionate and help someone in your neighborhood, or you're stepping up and dealing with the work directly, I'm very appreciative. Thanks for being here today.